today I'm here with a different sort of chatty video just about February and how it's been a really slumpy and overwhelming month. I haven't been filming that much in February, and if you guys have noticed, last August when I started this channel, I would film every single week regularly and post every single week. And February is the first month where I have had sort of booktube blues and have only been filming once every 2 weeks. And it's not that I haven't been filming, it's that I haven't been posting. Because what I do is I sit down to film, and I do film, but I just have been self-editing so much that I never post it. One of the challenges I have with filming is that I am not the most natural in front of the camera. So what I do is anytime I mess up, anytime I make a mistake, I start either from the beginning with the hello, or I happen to just repeat the sentence over again, and then there's kind of like this awkward cut where that happens. So I'm really trying in this video to not do that. We'll see how that goes, because not only does it become really annoying for me and really frustrating to film because I'm just repeating myself over and over and over again in a room. So I'm hoping to get better at actually filming videos and at editing them so you don't have those awkward cuts, which is easier said than done. But today I'm trying to keep it a little more casual, and I was thinking that I could try to do some origami while talking to you guys, because origami is something I do, just making little paper cranes is something I do to calm me down when I am stressed or when I'm anxious, and it's something that is fun and relaxing for a while. So I don't know, I thought I'd give that a try. I will probably not be doing much of the origami and just kind of talking more. I don't think I'll really be able to do two at the same time, but hey, we'll see. So yeah. But this is just kind of what I do sometimes, especially when I listen to audiobooks. I find that it helps me focus on the audiobooks, because in the past I've talked about how I kind of hate audiobooks. And it's not that I actually hate them, it's that I don't focus on them in the same way that I focus on the visual written word. So while I'm doing the origami, somehow it just kind of focuses me, and I tune into the audiobook better. And so you can see I kind of keep this little garbage can of cranes, and ooh, there is a random bookmark in here. It's a nice one too. My friend gave it to me. But yeah, so I figured I could do some origami while we chat and see how that goes. Maybe that would help me talk better for you guys, because I would like to get better at that for you. And for me both, because as I said, it's not so fun sitting in a room repeating yourself over and over and over again like a broken record or a parrot. Broken record, better analogy. Anyway, so in the month of February, it was kind of slumpy in terms of reading, not because I didn't read. I read quite a bit, actually. Page count-wise, I would say I read, I think, over 1,000 pages, page count-wise. But actual content-wise, I only read 2 full books, and I started a collection of short stories. So the books I read in the month of February, and this isn't really a wrap-up, because I think what I'm going to do is film separate reviews for each of the books I read, because there are only 2 of them. So the first book is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel, and I was obsessed with this book. This book got me through a really difficult time in the beginning of this month, right before my licensing exam, which was incredibly stressful, and thank goodness it is over, and I passed and everything, which is terrific, and so I should not be stressed now, right? No, I'm still stressed. Don't know why. But Station 11 was a fantastic book, and I really can't wait to discuss it more in the review. And then another book that I read was Fingersmith by Sarah Waters, and this is the first Sarah Waters book that I read, and I read it as a buddy read with Katie from Books and Things. It was my first buddy read with her, and it was amazing. I love Katie from Books and Things. I talk about her pretty much in every video. No, but seriously, if you guys haven't seen her channel, you should check it out. And if you haven't read Sarah Waters, I know she's very hyped on BookTube, but the hype is worth it. She's a fantastic author. So I'll talk more about those two books in separate reviews for you guys. And then I also have been trudging through Flannery O'Connor's short stories, A Good Man is Hard to Find. Now, A Good Man is Hard to Find, I've really liked the short stories that I have read, but they've been out of my comfort zone. They've been very different for me, and I'll probably do a whole video on Flannery O'Connor, whether I finish this or not. I honestly don't think that I'll finish it because it's due back to the library very soon because I've had it for like 3 months now. And there's really no excuse for why I haven't read all of it, but I read some very important works that she's written. I read A Good Man is Hard to Find. That's one of her stories. The River is another famous story that I did read. The Temple of the Holy Ghost, A Temple of the Holy Ghost, which is another story that I read. And I don't even know how to talk about the next one on BookTube because it has a word that I don't like to say. But the artificial N-word, I don't particularly feel comfortable saying that word. And I mean, that's what I mean when I say that Flannery O'Connor has really taken me out of my comfort zone. I don't read much about Southern literature. I don't know why, I just haven't. And this really tackles race and religion, which are two topics that I am not super comfortable talking about, to be honest. I love talking about women's rights, feminism, and things like that, but when it comes to race and religion, I feel like I might say something wrong. And I mean, that's silly in some ways because how are you ever going to talk about these important issues if you're afraid that you're going to just say something wrong? So I think I'm going to do a whole video on my experience reading this book, even if I never finish it, because I think it would still be worthwhile. I better focus on this origami or it's never going to happen. Another thing I just wanted to talk to you guys about is the overwhelming feeling that I have when it comes to books. There are only so many books that I can read in a month, and what's more so is I don't want to rush through books. If I rush through books, I might miss things, I might not enjoy them as much, and I don't want to do that. I mean, the point of reading is to enjoy them. Okay, there are a lot of points of reading, but I want to enjoy my books, and I want to take something away from them, and if I rush through them, I don't think that I will do either of those things. But at the same time, I feel this immense pressure to read a lot. Not because of BookTube, not because other people read more than I do, just because there are so many books that I would like to get to in this lifetime that I haven't read, many of which are sitting in my bookshelves, piled on the floor, just everywhere. And then I watched you guys and your amazing videos and your eloquent videos about all of these new books that I really want to read. And there are so many of those, and I can't simultaneously read the centuries of literature that I've missed, as well as all of the new releases that come out. I mean, that's just impossible. No one can do that, so I have to balance what I want to read and really prioritize it. Somebody messaged me, great. But at the same time, I'm swayed by whatever mood I'm in to pick up books very spontaneously, too, at the library and such. And I think that's fun. I mean, that's part of the enjoyment that I get from reading, is deciding what to read next and picking something up spontaneously and then devouring it, despite having something else that I should really be focusing on. But, I mean, I think that's just the nature of reading. please let me know if you guys have any of these similar problems, the filming, the overwhelmingness of literature as a whole, down below, because I'd be really curious to know if you guys feel similarly. Yeah. So in other reading news, I started listening to the audiobook Brain on Fire, which is really fascinating. It's about a girl who is losing her mind. She's a journalist, she works for the New York Post, and she literally is losing her mind, and she doesn't know why, and eventually they figure it out, that it's a rare form of encephalitis, an MDA receptor encephalitis, which I look forward to hearing more about that part. I haven't gotten to the part where they actually diagnose her, but I think it has really interesting messages on what mental illness is. I think a lot of times people think of mental illness as this nebulous, all-encompassing disorder with psychosomatic symptoms, with just the big unknown. Because it's not something that you can point to. It's not this, look, I have a cut right here, let's put a Band-Aid on it. It's not that simple. And it's not as simple as any of the other disorders, something like the heart, where you can do tests, actual tests, or something like you can just draw blood and look, oh, I can point to the exact thing that's wrong with you. I know exactly how to fix it. Mental illness just isn't like that. And maybe one day it will be, I don't know. It is a relatively new field in medicine, so yeah, obviously I'm going to talk more about this once I finish the book, the audiobook, because this is something that is very interesting to me, being in the science profession. Not that I know that much about, mental health. I'm not like a psychiatrist or anything like that, but I have taken some classes. We had to take neuroscience in school, so I know a little bit about the brain, sort of. Not that I'm an expert by any means. And then I also started reading last night, actually, when I could not sleep, The Butcher's Hook, which I've been talking about, that I've gotten it out from the library for a while now, and I read like the first, I'm on page 7, which is pretty pathetic, but so far, it's good. Not that you can really judge a book by page 7, so I look forward to actually reading more of this, obviously. So yes, that is, I think, all that I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I can't believe I didn't even finish one paper crane in that entire time. I think I was a little distracted by you guys. Yeah, to say the least. Oh well. At least it kind of worked. I think it worked. I think I was able to talk about things with you guys a little better when I had a little distraction. So maybe you'll see some more paper cranes or failed attempts at making paper cranes on this channel. We shall see. So if you're still here, thank you for putting up with my long and rambly video. Let me know if you like this sort of informal, rambly video more than my usual videos, or in addition to my usual videos. I don't know. But yeah, I think that's all I want to say today. So I look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Bye!
Somewhere there's a book of me, waiting for someone to read it, and I really believe it. Just wish that I could see